Hi everyone, it's Kim with Let Them Eat Gluten-Free Cake. Today I'm going to share with you my recipe for homemade gluten-free pasta. I know, we can buy gluten-free pasta anywhere, and I'm so thankful for that. But sometimes I want some other types of pasta that aren't necessarily offered gluten-free or are very hard to find, like angel hair or bow ties or ravioli. So let's get started with the basics, and from there the pasta abilities are endless. So to the bowl of a food processor, add my gluten-free bread flour blend along with 1 cup of tapioca starch, which will help with the stretchiness of the dough. You can also make this in a stand mixer, a large bowl, or even on the counter. Just make a well in the flour to contain the eggs and liquids so they don't go all over the place. Okay, add the kosher salt and pulse it just to mix them together. By the way, if you're new to my channel, thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button, and I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel. I have so many more gluten-free recipes on my website, letthemeatgfcake.com. And you'll also find the link for this recipe below. Okay, so pulse the flours and salt together, then add 4 egg yolks with 1 tablespoon olive oil and 2 whole eggs, and pulse again. With the processor running, very slowly add the water until the dough balls up on top of the blade. You may not need all of the water. Okay, so stop the processor and feel the dough. It should feel a little sticky. Dump it out onto a lightly floured countertop and knead it until smooth. Then wrap it up and let it rest for 30 minutes. I find it easier to work with a little bit of dough at a time, so I use my bench scraper to cut off a portion and then wrap the rest. First, flatten it with the palm of your hand to get it thin enough to pass through the first setting on the pasta roller. I'll put a link for this KitchenAid pasta roller attachment below. But if you don't have a pasta roller, you can also hand roll it with a rolling pin. It'll just take more elbow grease. Mine is really old and needs to be fine-tuned, so it was giving me a hard time today. But they really are great pasta rollers. So I run mine through setting 1 several times, just until it gets a little smoother. And I dust it with flour as necessary to keep it from sticking. Then I'll turn the dial to 2 and run it through once on 2 and go all the way through 5, once for each setting. Five is my desired thickness for making something like angel hair, which is pretty thin. But this pasta roller actually goes up to 7, and I can't even imagine how thin that would be. Since I'm making noodles, I don't bother to shape up the edges because they're going to be cut in a cutter anyway. But I do cut the strips in half to make them more manageable. Okay, so this came with 2 different cutters, a fettuccine cutter and a spaghetti cutter. I'm using the spaghetti cutter, and I feel like with the thinness of my dough and using the spaghetti cutter, it creates something that's so close to angel hair. So I'm gonna first cut these in half, the sheets in half, and then just run them through the spaghetti cutter just like you would run them through the pasta roller. And there you go, homemade gluten-free angel hair pasta.